Hello there, darling. Welcome back. Lady Draws a Lot here. I'm an illustrator and a comic book artist. And today I have the April Sketchbox. Wow. Yep, this is the April Sketchbox. Yeah, a little late this month, so had to just kind of figure in my head what, you know, right? Like, you can relate, right? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. If you can't, I admire you greatly. But here we are with the April Sketchbox, and here we have this beautiful eye. And you know, with the past few sketchboxes, they've been very colorful, very bright and cheery and sort of springy. And this one is giving me different vibes. I feel seen. So I'm really curious as to what's going to be in this box. It's going to be a good one. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So let's open it up, see what's inside, and let's get creative. Okay, so here is what we have for the April Sketchbox. This is really interesting to me. So you'll see that we've got these variety of markers here, as well as this ink pot. And all of these are Pantone. So these are Talon's Pantone ink and markers. So I had to do a bit of digging about these markers because the information that came with the Sketchbox and the marker itself could not tell me if these were alcohol or water-based markers. But I looked online and they are in fact alcohol-based markers. So the other thing about these is that they are dual tipped. They come with a sort of brush tip, if you will, and then a chisel end. And if this looks familiar, folks, you are right. This looks almost like a Copic. And the other thing is that these are refillable markers. So we are coming right for the Copic marker market. Pantone, I see you. You know, seeing these markers and ink, honestly, I was surprised, but it makes so much sense. Pantone is like the OG color. So having these specific colors to line up with their color number, the paper that came with the supplies here does say that they have been meticulously formulated to show up on paper as their numbered color. So there are 300, I believe. 300. I was just looking at that. There will be 108 colors available, and these are brand new. Sketchbox says that we are one of the first to get our hands on these Pantone markers, so very exciting. Then we have this art pad here. This is the Talon's Pantone paper. So this is a marker paper that is supposed to go with the supplies here. So really nice. Aside from these Pantone supplies, we also have a Princeton round number 4 brush to go with that ink. And then we have a Faber-Castell grip pencil that has a sort of triangular shape and a nice grip to the side of it. So I am excited to get to work here. The colors that have been sent are very fun, so I am getting inspired. The prompt here this month has been blossoms. It's on the paper here. I don't always follow the prompt, but I think I'm gonna do that this month. Let me just get my space set up here and let's get to work. Alright, so this is where I landed with my sketch this time with the prompt of bloom. Alright, let's talk about these markers here. These markers are very highly pigmented, and I feel like the pigment, the ink inside of them seems to be thick as well somehow. Not quite as smooth. I don't know what, as liquidy, I guess, maybe as Copics, and it's not a bad thing. It's just a little bit different to me. So the laydown of color too is it comes out quite a bit darker than the color on the cap, but you know, just be patient, have faith and be patient, because that color when drying down will turn out to will match that cap on it. So it is the color that it says it is. You know, maybe a little touch darker, but it is, I'd say, it matches. So it is also buildable. You can build that color to get some variety in tone there. And the ink works the same way. So you can get a nice light color if you use some water in a little palette like this. If you use a few drops of water and a drop of ink, you can get a nice light tone, and then if you use the ink directly, you're going to get a very deep color saturation. So I think these worked absolutely beautifully. I am interested in using them more and seeing how they stand up to Copics in terms of use longevity wise, and also just playing with them and seeing how they stack up to other markers that I've used. I'd also like to try this with a blender, like a colorless blender, and seeing how that goes as well. So I am excited about these. I think they are, you know, beautiful markers. So they have them retailing at a price of $8.50 each. That is quite higher than Copic's price. I'm looking over here at Dick Blick's website. Here, I'll just show you, and it's showing that, you know, a price of a Copic sketch marker is $5.85. Now that's Dick Blick's price. I can see under here that's lists at $7.99. So I guess, you know, that's not a lot higher, but we'll see if you're able to get deals like that, you know, like it is on Dick Blick for these markers. So I do think these performed well. I do think they're beautiful markers. And you know, the jury's out whether I would buy a set of these over Copics. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play more with these, and then I'll have to, you know, report back at some point, because I just am not sure with this first use of them quite yet what my final opinion on them is, you know, for a marker as opposed to Copic. On their own, if I'm not trying to compare them to Copic, which maybe I shouldn't be, they are good markers. They perform well. I have no issue with them. So maybe I should just... I'm such a hardcore Copic fan. On their own merit, great markers. A little expensive, but if you are on the market, because they're refillable over time, I'm sure they will be worth the investment. So there's my final answer. So okay, so as for the ink is very nice. It worked like any other ink I feel like I've used. So no complaints with that. This retails at $12.95. Not a bad price. This is a large ink well, so a whole ounce of ink. So that'll get you pretty far. So that is a worthwhile ink purchase if you're in the market for it. All right, now let's talk about the Princeton brush. Now this brush worked very well. My only gripe is that mine particularly had one hair that's just kind of like out, and that sort of bothered me. But you know, if I were just to snip that off, and then this is going to be just a beautiful brush. So I'd say with that, there is no issues with this brush. Retail price is $1.99. So I mean, come on. So worth it. So worth it. Absolutely would buy that again. All right, and then we have the Faber-Castell grip pencil. This is a nice pencil. If you hold your pencil like you're technically supposed to, I guess, according to teachers or, you know, whatever, traditional schools of thought on pencil holding, this is going to be excellent for you. If you're like me and you hold your pencil all weird like this, you know, it's okay. But for people who hold your pencil the proper way, you're gonna love this. This is just a wonderful, nice, grippy pencil, and it retails at a price of $1.25, and well worth that. Very nice. The eraser works well on it too. It's a, you know, sometimes these darker erasers will leave behind like a tone almost, but this doesn't, so that's good. Good to know. All right, then let's talk about the Pantone Art Pad. This is a marker paper, presumably. It doesn't say specifically Pantone paper and markers for optimal color. So this is beautiful paper. It's very smooth in texture, and it takes the color so well. Any of you who use markers on a regular basis know the struggle with markers and their bleeding. I went quite heavy on the pigment here. Check that out. For real, look at that. No bleed through. Are you kidding me? That is awesome. That is awesome. Amazing. I was impressed because as I was working on this, I was sure I was bleeding into the next page. None. No bleed through. Not even, you know, on here, which is really common to see. So this paper is amazing. Pantone Art Pad. So this retails at $12.95. Oh, heck yeah, worthwhile. If you work with marker, try it out. I think you will really appreciate what this paper does for markers and you're working with them. All right, so that is everything. What a solid box this month. I loved it, so much fun. All of these products were hits. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I will see you all next time. Bye.